Good afternoon, team. This is your weekend members video. It's Sunday, 6:25. I'm going to try to be as concise and quickly as possible with this, so I don't take so much of your time. Back to the watch list and the email. Just put the work in, go into that list. I'm going to go over the market as quickly as possible, and then go over a handful of the stocks in the watch list so you can get a refresher and idea of where the trend lines and what I'm looking for. So this is the market. This is the my different ATR level um, uh, chart where this red one up here, it's my 3 ATR. And if you notice back on 612, we kind of hit it back here on 6.5. On 612 we tested it again. We kind of went through it, and then we just kept on going higher. I mean, it went just parabolic. And then what happens when you have a move like this? I've been saying for a while. Yeah, we took advantage of this. I mean, you don't want to fight the trend. You never want to fight the trend. The trend is always your friend. So you can have a thesis on the market that it's overbought or whatever it is, but if it's still going up, you keep your positions and you raise your stops until it stops you out. I mean, that's just simple as that. If you're selling premium, then you might get a little bit stuck here, like I am. I'm a little bit on the water because I started selling premium somewhere around here, and this sucker just kept going up. But what goes up must come down. So, this is where I started selling. We're kind of like right back there again. So you trace all the way back to this here. So what happens when you are at extremes? You come back to the mean. The mean is going to be somewhere around this area here, so around 43.10, around there, which is another like 40, 50 points down. Which me personally, how I'm positioned, I will welcome that move. I am overall short delta the market. If you continue a little bit further down to like a more stronger support area, you're looking at 42.75, 42.80 around there. And then I have this note here. If you notice, this gap needs to be filled. I have a little circle here. Back on June, the beginning of June, we had a gap here, a gap up. Okay, so we still have this open gap here, and the fill on that open gap is around 42.30. So 42.30, 43.48, that's 150 points away or 120 points away. So will that happen anytime soon? I don't know. But I just something to, I mean, it's a fact. We do have a gap here. 90% of gaps get filled. On the market, it's like 9% of gaps get filled. I think there's one gap that never got filled back in the 1940s or 1950s in the Dow, back in the 500 level. That's still open. But other than that, it's pretty high probability that this gap will eventually get filled. That also coincides with we are now. I sent you a bonus email. If you notice, the seasonality MACD just went negative on a sell signal from a stock market's almanac, and that's a pretty reliable source. So I sent you that email as well as a bonus email, a separate email. So that went on a sell signal. We are beginning the worst 4 months of the year. We just came off the best 6 months of the year, and that paid true to form. Now we're going into the worst 4 months of the year. So if you look at also the other momentum bars, we obviously lost momentum 3 days ago, and we're now declining. This is like true to form, a squeeze. We're in a squeeze in the market, and boom, we took off. The squeeze played out. I mean, this, guys, I say it every video. This stuff works. If you only trade the squeeze, you will be a wealthy trader. Here's a squeeze, right? This is now the pro, the black dot. If you notice the black dots, these black dots are the pro. You guys will only see the red dots. So we were in a squeeze and we fired on 6.5, right? We fired, boom, we took off. Now, typically what I always teach you guys, there's about 8 days to 10 days on a squeeze once it fires. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This 10th day was the high. So this 11th day is still high momentum, but we sold off. So I'm gonna count 10. So we had a 8 to 10 day fire squeeze. True to form. I mean, just I made money on the long side. I'm losing money on the shorts on a drawdown that's unrealized, but I just keep on rolling and buying time. Now we're now going on a downward turn now, just like back here when this happened, this squeeze fired, and then this is the last light blue bar momentum started slowing down here, and then from here, let's say at 41.17, we kind of went around, then we started another squeeze back here. So we didn't go higher once the blue bars. We went a little bit from 41.12 to 41.60. We went up 50 points. But I'm saying it wasn't a trending higher thing like here. So we went around in a box. We got another squeeze. So this is a squeeze, and then boom, the squeeze fired. Now, this momentum bar is either going to chop around, chop around, chop around, or chop around a little bit lower, maybe hopefully fill this gap, and then this will be somewhere around late July, August. September is the worst month of the year. So again, the probabilities of us, ripping higher to new highs, to going sideways to lower, are a lot greater going sideways to lower right now. So that's kind of how I am positioned. But if setups work, I'm still taking them. I'm just probably lowering my size because the overall market, it's telling me that it's slowing down. Okay, because I'm seeing it right here. I'm trusting this tool to the max because it has worked 99.9999% of the time. When it's telling me that momentum is slowing down, momentum is slowing down. When it's telling me it's in a squeeze and it fires, it goes higher. It's just that simple. I'm not a genius. I just follow what I'm seeing. You should all do. If you guys just trade the squeeze setup, you will be very wealthy. You add size on a good bull market, and you could basically retire early. So the market overall, we went beyond 3 ATR. We kind of back down to the mean. If we go a little bit lower and we happen to touch, like back here, we almost touched the 2 ATR, the negative 2 ATR. Even if we go just to a negative 1 ATR, that would be right here where I was mentioning before, where I'm getting this little dot here of support. So there might be support at 42.60 something, around that range. We might have a little dip down to fill this gap real quick, and then we start going sideways and then trending higher towards October. But again, this is going to be like a multi-month kind of like lull in this kind of range right here. Okay, guys? So don't marry any trades for multiple weeks kind of thing. If you have a 5 to 7% profit, take at least half off because the market's not going to give you any trending scenarios going forward. All right, just that's on the market. Okay, so on some of the I gave you the scan list. I flagged a few that I wanted to analyze. So just to kind of go through real quick, like this one right here. I'm basically not looking for, not necessarily trading a breakout per se. Like trading the upside. Like this will be like a nice little something like this. Give me an alert there. But I'm waiting more for a pullback to a key moving average. Then again, guys, this is a moving average, right? This is a moving average. This is the stock, right? This is a stock. And then you get a pullback to a moving average, right? I'm not buying it here. I'm waiting for this to confirm that it's moving higher, then I'm buying here. Okay, so I'm not buying the dip, I'm buying the strength after the dip. I hope that makes sense to you guys. I'm going to repeat that so you can kind of like make sure you really apply this to like your notion of what you're doing. Don't ever just buy a dip. Buy the strength after the dip. So you have a nice trending stock, right? You have a nice. This is nobody could argue that this stock is a powerful, nice trending stock. You can't argue that. It's going from lower left to upper right. Now here, the dip. Do I want to buy this dip? Not necessarily. I want to buy it here when the dip tests the dip, and then now we have the strength after the dip. You buy it here because now it takes off. If I'm buying this dip here, I'm stuck. I'm stuck in this range for like a few days, a few weeks, and it's like not doing anything. Okay, the same thing here. Boom, boom, boom. You buy this dip. Do you want to buy this right there? Well, I personally wouldn't. I would kind of put a line right here, and then yeah. I mean, this went up again, but you know, you could have had many instances where it doesn't. So you buy it right here at 137, or you're at 168 because now you have strength, and if you have strength, you're not going sideways, for multiple months. I hope that makes sense, guys. So don't buy the dip per se, the dip, like the bottom. There is no bottom that you could possibly, tag. It's impossible to say you caught the bottom. So you wait for that bottom to stop being a bottom, reverse back, and you buy it on the strength going up, after, clearing a previous support level, resistance level. Again, hope that makes sense, guys. Um, I'm going to go through just a handful to make this video pretty short and just kind of give you like little golden nuggets and pearls of wisdom so you can apply as you put your work in. Okay, let me see the next one here. So here's my trend line that I drew. I'm looking at this one. Also, I'm going to draw another one here because I want to get an alert when it hits my 21, and then I'll be looking for the reversal back up from here. This one, see? You buy a dip, right? You want to buy it here? You want to buy this dip here to a 21? No, because look what happened. It failed. You want to buy, you're looking for the dip, now you want to buy a strength after the dip. Okay, this is a perfect example of what I was just saying. Here's my dip alert, right? I'm hitting the 21. The stock hit the 21. Beautiful. Huge down day. Boom. I have a bargain. I'm buying at the 21, right? Now you're 2 or 3 points lower because you don't buy weakness. Do not buy weakness. Buy strength. So here's the alert. I'm at the 21. Beautiful. Now I'm watching the stock like a hawk. When it reverses back up from here and it kind of stopped going down, how do you know when it stops going down? When it starts going up. How do you know when it starts going up and you have clear skies? Right there. Because this is a little shelf here that was previous resistance. And now it broke out, came back inside. I'm buying right there. Hope that makes sense, guys. Nvidia, obviously, it's a monster, right? But you want to buy it right here, right now? No, it's extended. I mean, and then you have the overall market. I'm gonna put an alert here. Hopefully, this keeps going lower and lower and lower. It goes sideways for a while, builds a little cup, and then this line breaks, and you buy it right there. Okay? But you want to buy on strength. You want to buy when it's going up. You don't want to buy when it's going down because you don't know how down is down. Okay? I'm going to do 5 more. Okay, this one right here, you see? You buy the dip in the 21? No. I'm going to put in a little entry cheat area here, and then I'm going to add up here. This one, we don't want to do anything with this. Electrical power, 31. Got good numbers, good numbers. Um, this breakout worked real nice, right? So let's put a little line here, and then a little entry cheat line right there. Because if I'm buying this breakout at, let's say, 61, my stop is like, right there, 59 kind of thing. And then I'm adding a strength up here. All right. See, by the dip, right? 21. Oh, hit 21. I'm buying it at 21. I'm buying it at 21. Okay, you're buying it there. You're down 2 more points. So you will buy if you really like the stock for whatever reason, you will buy on strength. You will buy when this comes back up again. This little shelf here above here. So right now, I'm not interested in this stock. I wouldn't even look at it. Here, I have a trend line at 21. I'm going to put a little scenario here. Let me take this off. Right there. EXTR, same thing. I like see how all these stocks are kind of pulling back because the market's pulling back. So look at this. This is parabolic. This is parabolic, and then you have the break, and you might come back to retest this area here, this little shelf. Come back to retest at 21, which is perfect, and then wait for the 21 to bounce off, and when it clears, this should pretty much coincide with this downtrend line. You have a little mini cup. See how it all works out beautifully? All right, guys, last one. Same thing here. See, it's parabolic. So now I'm waiting for this to hit the 21. I'm waiting for this 21 to get hit, and then once it does, I'm most likely going to put a trend line here. So when it comes back up again, I'm a buyer right there. All right, guys. I hope this was it was short, sweet, to the point. Because I want to give you time to go over the watch list and kind of go through this scenario that I just went through with all the ones that kind of make sense that I have setups. You don't have to draw a trend line in every single stock. You look for your setups, okay? Look for stocks that are presenting themselves with something like this. Like this is a beautiful setup right here, right? This was a beautiful setup right there, or even down here. Look at that. See how this little base right here coincides with these numbers here. So you would have drawn this trend line here, and then you would have gone in somewhere right there, and you took off somewhere at 7 points up, or even up here, traditional pivot, the 31, you're still up. So that's kind of what you look for. Look for these type of patterns. All right, guys, put the work in. Analyze the earlier part of the video where I went over the market. Keep that in the back of your mind, which with the background that we are in the beginning of tough months for the year. So, I hope you took advantage of this last, nice little rally we had. I don't think we're going to continue with that. I think we're going to either go sideways for a little bit longer, like longer meaning like the next, 45 to, 70, 90 days, um, towards, sideways towards down a little bit. We might have, rallies here and there within that, like any normal market. But I think the overall trend at the end of 60 to 90 days is going to be like a downwards trend from these current levels, also in respective to this recent high that we just had on that 3 ATR that I was mentioning before um, here. Okay, guys, that makes sense. Put the work in, put the work in, put the work in.